Hi, welcome back to Hekate's Crossing. This is part 2 of working with the Mary-El. Done the first part, which was these cards here, which was the 3 of Cups, and I talked about the 7 of Discs, okay, and we talked about the Chariot, and we talked about Page of Cups, the Hermit, and the Tower. Okay, so continuing on with part 2, the card that we started was the 9 of Swords. Okay, so take a moment looking at this card. What do you see? See the lighthouse, the pillar that's in the waves, there's a bird here. So let me have a look and see what else we can see. Here we see this, looks like a village or a temple. Up here there's a red sun, maybe. And this is on an isolated bit of rock. So 9 of Swords to me is talking about isolation, being in turmoil. You know, everything's being in chaos. And you've got this support behind you. But at the moment, because even if you've got all that support, you still feel lonely and stressed and a lot going on. And you feel like you can't quite see the bigger picture of the whole thing. You feel like I feel like you're not really soaring. This card is reminding us to soar and to see the bigger picture. Well, this looks like a goddess temple. So maybe this is about finding your inner god or your inner goddess within yourself. Even though you may feel like everything's in chaos, you feel like everything's overwhelming, there's this sense of calmness, of seeing an inner light, maybe having a light shining even from a distance, and seeing what I want to say is seeing the distance, this light pulling you in, drawing you in. You've got this light that's coming and shining and saying, hey, look, come this way. It's not as bad as you feel. Come towards me. I'm going to protect you. You know, I feel like there's this card, like I know this card does speak about stress and worry and chaos and lots going on, and it's absolutely crazy, and trying to find the sense of calmness within all that is not easy. So really got to dig quite deep to find that inner strength, that inner ability to be calm, especially when your thoughts might be running crazy. You know, you're not being able to see the bigger picture because you're too busy focused on just the chaos and stuff going on around you. Interesting. So let's see what other card we have here. Okay, here we have the 10 of Swords. Oh, what an interesting 10 of Swords. It's got this scythe which talks to me about cutting away. And as you're moving ahead quickly, you're very quickly sort of removing all that negative aspects, negative stuff that's going on, which is quite important. Wow, interesting card, really. When you've got this darkness, you know, and you've got this light here, and you're really torn between the two. Interesting. So there we are. Some thoughts on some more cards of Mary-El. It's interesting when you really start looking at the imagery and what do the images say to you. Here you've got Judgment, this phoenix, this fire burning away and re-emerging. So, you know, this phoenix reminds us that even when things are burnt to the ground, there is a burst of energy, a rebirthing coming through, a resurrection of true self, or resurrection of creative energy or vitality. A lot about vitality and energy. So here you look at the 3, you think about, even though you might be feeling you're overwhelmed and stressed and there's a lot of chaos and stuff going on and you can't quite see the bigger picture, it is about being finding that inner goddess within oneself, finding a sense of sacredness and cutting away, and move quickly. As you're moving quickly, cutting away the old thoughts, the old patterns, so you can resurrect who you truly are on many levels. Rebirthing, revitalizing. Wow. There you are. That's part 2 of Mary-El, as we continue to explore the meanings behind the cards. How I've found what's worked for me personally as I've explored this deck. I know everybody works with this deck quite differently. For me, it really is about exploring the imagery and the colours, but still with an understanding of the traditional tarot as well. I think there is a way to combine the two, which I think is quite cool, because I think it sort of allows one to sort of express on a much deeper level. It's personal for me. That's what works for me. Anyway, take care. Blessed be. Part 2 of the Mary-El. And look forward to part 3. Take care. Blessed be.